Your awareness around a new investment opportunity is the key in making the right decision. But fortunately, there has been hundreds of people that have tried basically everything. And all we need to do is talk and or watch a video of these people and learn from them rather than us taking the energetic loss, whether that's capital, time invested, or many other things that you want to translate energy into. I said it in the last video and I'll say it in this one. A wise man learns from the mistake of others rather than making the mistake learning for himself. Like I've said, I've lost tens of thousands of dollars when scouting out new investment opportunities, and I am here so you don't ever have to do that because it absolutely sucks. Without further ado, let's jump right to it. Welcome. If you're new to the channel, my name is Matt Jimenez. I am an entrepreneur that has worked with the greatest minds in finance over the last several years. And I'm here to pour into you guys everything that they poured into me. In this video, I want to do a bit of a deeper dive in the last video I just did. And if you haven't seen it, the link is up above. Go ahead and watch that because it's going to give you tons of insight when you're going to make an investment in software or quantum trading or algo trading. And the fancy words go on. There's so many words that people love to put in front of the word trading to make it sexy. But at the end of the day, what it is just software that executes trades for you. And it is becoming an extremely hot topic because there are some winners amongst the many losers. And those winners are such powerful portfolio additives that could propel you much further into the future of finance. So in the last video, I went over 3 things to look out for when looking to acquire a software to help you get an edge in the markets and essentially trade for you. And in this video, I want to tackle 3 other things that are massive things to look out for that I just didn't have enough time to cover in the last video because this is such a dense topic and there's so many things that I could talk about and so many caveats to the situation, but I just want to go over the top 6. So like I said, if you haven't seen the last video, it's up above. I went over 3, and in this video, I'm going to go over the next 3 that are must watch out for when looking to make an investment, especially if it's going to be one that could potentially change your future. The first thing that I want to dive into in this video is team. When looking to acquire a software that you could implement into your trading strategy or your everyday investments, it is critical that you are aware of who you're buying it from. For the sake of the privacy of whoever I got burned with on the last investment I made, I am going to keep the names out of it. The main thing that I want to highlight here is the last software that I tried to invest in that I got smoked on was simply no team. All the team was revolved around people who are trying to get you to sign up under them so they can get a commission off of your deposit, one, and also get percentages off of your performance, which is illegal. When it comes to support or C-suite positions or any employment to that matter, there is absolutely none. There's the founder who is very hard to even know anything about. That's another red flag. You want to make sure that the CEO is completely visible, vocal, and public. He has nothing to hide from. Hiding is a red flag. That's a sign. Where there's smoke, there's fire. So you need a CEO that is completely visible, he's vocal, and he's communicative with his community. This is what I mean by team. For instance, over at Nurp, when I signed up to start an account with them, I had to deal with setters who were amazing. I had to deal with a closer who went ahead and walked me through the deal process so I could get the software. Then I got a client relations manager. Then, they have every single seat taken. And that is the type of client treatment that you want going into it because you want to feel support. For some, it's a lot of money to put up front, and for some, it's a little bit, depending on who you are. And, success is relative, expense is relative. But to the point being, the team makes sure that you do the proper decision and they make sure that they're visible and vocal and real and tangible. The list goes on. I could talk to them. You can message them. It's an extremely comforting process, and you know that you're dealing with a legitimate company because of how many employees they have. If I'm not mistaken, I think they have over 65 employees, which is massive. And just to put the cherry on top, the CEO, the founder, Jeff Seckinger, is extremely vocal. He is a public figure. He would never put his brand or reputation on the line if he was not conducting legitimate business. He is in the game for the long haul. He wants to turn this company into $1 billion evaluation, and he's not going to do that by tarnishing his reputation. He's going to do that by providing an amazing service and something that works, and building on top of that to provide more and more services as technology expands. So that's number 1. Team, be aware of how the process is when you're buying the actual software or making the investment, whatever it is, however you want to say it. Now, red flag number 2. This one's super important because this is where I got blinded. I got overly excited with the thought of being able to make X amount of money. And this red flag is testimonials. What you want to look out for when making an investment is make sure that the testimonials are legit. You want to make sure that they're coming from a multitude of places, Reddit forums, Facebook chats, Instagram, YouTube. You want to make sure that it's visible and easy to find. For instance, the last investment that I did where I got smoked that I keep bringing up, the testimonials were only somebody who was selling it to me saying it's amazing because they want me to buy, right? Or better yet, it was somebody that's using it. It's a friend of a friend and this friend has this and this friend did that. But there's really no actual public proof. With Nurp, what I love is the visibility of the community. The visibility of the community is pretty omnipresent across all social outlets. Their Facebook is amazing. In fact, they have several chats on many different platforms where it's just people posting their wins, and they're legit people. You can communicate back with them. It's like a community of winners all posting their wins. And it's not Nurp reaching out saying, hey, it's legitimate people just utilizing the software and excited about it that want to post their wins, let alone the countless of testimonials on the website and all other places you could think a testimonial would be. They are there. To bring that full circle, look for the omnipresence of testimonials. Make sure that they're easy to find and make sure that they are legit. Now, the last one I want to get into today, and who knows, I might get an epiphany later and want to do another 3. For now, I think that this is the last one. And this is lack of education on the software and its strategy. For instance, back to the group where I keep telling you about this loss, when I brought up the topic of strategy and how does this thing actually work, their ability to communicate how it works was so poor that they had to continuously back up their strategy, that they had to continuously manipulate the conversation from strategy to performance. You go into a conversation saying, how does it work? Well, it's arbitrage. Okay, so what 2 brokers are we doing the arbitrage from? Where is this difference in price happening? Where is this spread happening? They fumble when being asked this question, and then in a sly about way, they pivot to its performance. Now, the ability to communicate how something works is the biggest red flag in its legitimacy, because if something is legit, it should be easy to communicate. If it's not legit, it's going to be hard to communicate because facts are facts. Like Drake said, opinions over statistics, of course. Let's go ahead and reverse that. I want statistics over opinions. What I really loved about the process in getting involved in utilizing the FedBot was back to the first point, team. The Nurp team has several quants on payroll, full-time dedicated to the coding and the strategy of the software that is attached to the broker. And I'm not here to get into the strategy. I'm not a salesman, so I'm not here to pitch you on any strategy or whatever that may be. From my understanding, what they use is a scalping strategy that scales in continuously to positions and at a very high pace. For instance, when I open up my chart, when I open up my brokerage account, I always see at least 20 positions being taken at that moment. And in fact, the craziest thing is it's continuously adding more positions to it and scaling out of the ones that slowly go into profit. So when I open it up, normally what I'll see is a bunch of positions taken, most of which seem to be negative, but as they slowly move towards break even and in profit, they start closing those out. And they use the free margin to keep the other ones running. So that way, when they get into profit and they pass the break even threshold, they start exiting those out. Now, keep in mind, there are tons of trades that are just straight up in profit. But from my experience, what I've witnessed is at least 20 to plus trades. I would say about half of them are in profit and half of them aren't. And the ones that are in profit are slowly closed and added to the margin. And the ones that are negative continuously run. And I'm assuming that there's some type of exiting strategy if they don't turn over into profit. But so far, I have never experienced a losing month, and never have I spoke to someone that had a losing month. But then again, this is just my experience, and this is not financial advice whatsoever. forever. So those are the 3 things to look out for. And if I'm going to wrap it up in one sentence, here is my attempt. You must look for team, education, and strategy. That's my one sentence of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please leave me a like, comment, and or subscribe. And for those of you that do comment, I appreciate you so much because you make me want to do these videos more than I already want to do. But that's all I got for you today. Safe trading, my friends. Peace.